let's get started. Welcome, Victor, Elizabeth, Daryl, Jai, Janet, Jay. Jay or Jay in South Australia? Anyway, okay. Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes as people are still coming. Hi, Ali, Elizabeth, Brian, hi, welcome. Okay, I'll get started now. Going to gallery. All right, so let's just settle into our meditation practice. I always find going through the body like this a really good way to center myself. So if you are sitting on a chair and your feet are on the ground, make sure they're in a parallel position and that your knees are at right angles to your upper thighs. So you can put a little cushion under your feet just to make that happen if you need. If you are sitting on a couch or a cushion on the floor or cross-legged on a chair, make sure you're not using, unless you're sick or injured, try not to use the back of the chair or the back of the couch to lean into, because it will, it just makes the mind a little bit more dull, sort of resting mode. So we want to be nice and relaxed, but yet alert. So you can raise the coccyx slightly to keep the pelvic bowl upright. So make sure the sacrum's nice and straight. So now let's just imagine we have a string of pearls of light stretching from the coccyx, running through the body, all the way up through the crown of the head. And just imagine that there's a person above you or behind you, very gently lengthening that string of pearls and lengthening your spine. So you just feel all the stress and the strain for today that we're holding in our body. Just let it go, let it relax, and just very gently lengthen. The head slightly tipped forward, the eyes are down, and maybe looking at a spot about 2 inches in front of you. If you feel like you're starting to fall asleep, you can crack your eyes open very slightly and allow some light in. But generally at our level, it's quite difficult to focus with our eyes open. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw. Also remember the hands in the meditation mudra. So the right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching. So let's just bring our attention to the crown of the head. Just relax the scalp. The forehead, excuse me, and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, and the mouth. Check the jaw again. Relax your ears, temples. Let's just go to the back of the head again. Relax the scalp, the back of the head, the neck and the shoulders, your throat, your chest, and the belly. We hold so much tension in our belly. Just let it go. And the arms, the hands and the fingers and the legs and the feet and the toes. And just check you haven't slumped. And that little piece of that string of light pearls is still lengthening. So let's just bring the mind to the breath. Just breathing in, breathing out. Just notice the sensation of slightly cool air flowing in across the entrance to the nostrils as you breathe in, and slightly warmer air as you're breathing out. And just think we're here today doing this Vajrasattva practice, this purification practice. We're using our mind creating positivity in our mind, changing it from negativity. So this practice we're doing today is a Vajrasattva practice in the context of the 4 opponent powers. So the first of these is the power of regret. So we sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything that we have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, or in all of our past lives. And you can think of specific actions of your body or your speech, and then maybe just generally regret all. And you can think of maybe something that happened today. Maybe there's something that you said or did today, an action that you took. You can regret. And the reason we're doing this is based on the logic of karma. So everything we experience is due to our past karma. We're constantly planting karmic seeds. Karmic seeds are constantly ripening. We never know when they will ripen. And we experience our day-to-day lives are often full of obstacles and difficulties. And so we don't want really to create any more. So we continue to create negativity. It will continue to ripen as suffering in the future. And we really don't want this. So here we're going to try and pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen into suffering. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech. So if you have Pradamoksha, Bodhisattva, or Tantric vows, and you've broken them or degenerated them, just have a sense of regret for this. And also we regret the anger, attachment, and all the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. Think, well, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, who can I turn to? Who can help me with this? And here we come to the power of reliance, the second of the 4 opponent powers. And so we turn to the Buddha Vajrasattva, who is a doctor who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not asking Vajrasattva to purify us or forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon these methods, his methods, Vajrasattva's methods. So you can visualize Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. He's facing the same direction that we're facing, a little bit about 2 inches above the crown of our head. You can imagine if you have a guru or a lama or a teacher, a trusted mentor, you can imagine that this is the mind of that person manifesting in this form for your benefit. So you can imagine this is the Vajrasattva is the male form, made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting in a cross-legged on a lotus, and he has this beautiful radiant face. He's got these long lotus-like eyes. These are very peaceful and full of love and compassion, and they're looking at us. So you can imagine, even though he's facing the same way, imagine he's thinking of us, looking at us, at the same time as taking in and looking at all the sentient beings around. The same kind of non-judgmental, loving fashion, completely accepting us for who we are. He has this sweet red mouth. He's got this beautiful black shiny hair held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, symbolizing enlightenment itself. So I'll just say a little prayer of refuge. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, excuse me, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So there's just one little section here on developing compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So here the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So we can think particularly of people we have harmed recently. and in the past, and then maybe in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then this is a little bit more difficult, but remember those who have harmed you. We have compassion for them because they will suffer as a result of the harm they have done to you. So just think, strong aspiration. I must purify for their sake. So here we come to the third of the four opponent powers, the power of the remedy. And this is the actual medicine where we do the practice of purification. So we start first with the purification of the body. And imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending this powerful white nectar from his heart. It sort of arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. So it keeps pouring in and pouring in and pouring in and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this sort of black, oily, inky liquid, and it pours out of you and disappears into space. Not one atom left. And just don't worry that the environment around you becomes polluted. It disappears instantly. So just visualize this as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dura Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So now be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified. And just think that there is no way I could do anything other than be of benefit to others with my body from now on. So the next is the purification of the speech. So imagine Guru Vajrasattva very happily sending again powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it sort of arcs around and enters your crown chakra, filling your entire body, and this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and it just overflows and disappears into space. So just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech, the lying, talking badly about others behind their back. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mebeyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So now again feel so happy that your speech is completely purified. And just imagine that it's not possible to do anything other than be of benefit to others with your speech. So imagine every time someone hears your voice, they receive benefit from that. How amazing, incredible. So next is a purification of the mind. So again, visualize Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful beams of light this time from his heart chakra. And this arcs around and enters your crown chakra and fills your entire being. And just as Lama Yeshe says, when you turn a light on as you walk into a room and it dispels instantly the darkness, so too here, the minute the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, it immediately, instantly dispels all the darkness of the delusions in the mind. So all the negativity, all the attachment and the neediness and the anger, disappointment, depression, resentment, and jealousy, and bitterness, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left. So recite the mantra as we visualize this. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebalwa Sutokaya Mebalwa Supokaya Mebalwa Anarakta Mebalwa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Saba Kama Sutta Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, be delighted. All our delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified and they're gone, finished. And think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So now just we do this purification of even the subtlest imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time we can imagine the previous three visualizations, and we can do them either all at once with the light, with the nectar and the light coming all at the same time, or you can do them simultaneously, or if the visualization is too much, just imagine light and nectar coming as we recite the mantra. And as it fills you, it completely eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negativity from your mind. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sutta me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira mebawa sutokaya mebawa supakaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sutta me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Now the fourth step in the four opponent powers is the power of resolve. This is a really crucial step. This is the determination we make to not harm with our body, speech, and mind again. And without this, we're going to continue to fall into the same old patterns, keep up the same old habits. So this determination, this aspiration to not harm again is like a beacon that guides us. So as Lama Zopa Rinpoche says, is everything exists on the tip of the wish. So, I mean, we're probably realistically not going to be able to never harm ever again. So we'll just start by, maybe each day setting a tiny goal for ourselves, something that's doable, something that we can reach, something that we won't break. So if it's just like, well, I won't gossip about so-and-so between the time I go to bed tonight and the time I get up tomorrow morning, we know for sure we're not going to break that. But we're planting a seed in our mind to not gossip about that person ever again. It's just baby steps, step by step. Do what we can. So this determined not to do again is, this gives us courage to change. So now we think, conclusion, Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us. So wants to merge with your mind. You can imagine he's melting into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind become one, same thing. And LAMA YESHE calls this union oneness. So Rinpoche, Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommends here to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. There is no negative karma created. So for whatever level we all understand what emptiness is, place our mind there for a moment. So for example, you could think all phenomena are empty. You could think all phenomena are dependent arisings. You could think things don't exist from their own side. Perhaps thinking things aren't existing the way we think they are from our own limited viewpoint. So then we dedicate all this merit, all the positive energy we have created by doing this purification to all living beings, thinking, may the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. So we just do these four immeasurable thoughts. We're actually on time here, but anyway, never mind. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So as a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, May bodhicitta, from which the happiness of all sentient beings comes, be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay, even for 1 second, and that which has been generated may it increase. And so our long life prayers for His Holiness, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. For Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honoring the 3 jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples. Please, please live long. For Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all those conquerors, of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindfully of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. Thank you so much, everyone. So now you can go to bed with a happy mind, completely purified, at least for another 24 hours. So sweet dreams, everybody. Sleep well, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.